Hello, dear listeners of Longevity Living. Picture this. You wake up at 100 years old, bursting with energy, your mind sharp as a tack, and your heart full of joy surrounded by loved ones. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But in Japan, this is reality for thousands of people. They don't just live long, they live well, embracing every day with a smile. So what's their secret? I'm a researcher who spent over 25 years studying natural healing methods, traveling the world to uncover how people stay healthy and vibrant. Today, I'm taking you on a journey to discover the Japanese secrets to a long, fulfilling life. Simple yet powerful habits that anyone, from 40 to 80, can adopt to add years to their life and life to their years. But hold on, I've got to warn you. There are everyday habits that millions of Americans, maybe even you, are doing right now that are quietly chipping away at your precious years. From the way we eat to how we move, connect, and even sleep, these choices matter more than you think. Don't worry though, I'm not just here to point out the mistakes. I'm bringing you practical, science-backed solutions to help you and your family live healthier, happier lives. Stick with me until the end, because I'm sharing a 7-day meal plan, an easy exercise routine, and a personal tip that's kept me feeling as vibrant at 55 as I did at 30. Let's dive in. Let's start with food, the cornerstone of health and longevity. The Japanese are famous for their refined approach to eating, not just light but packed with nutrition. They eat a variety of foods in small portions, prioritizing fresh, seasonal ingredients prepared simply to preserve natural flavors and maximize nutrients. A typical Japanese meal might include a bowl of brown rice, a piece of grilled salmon, steamed spinach, a slice of tofu, and a steaming bowl of miso soup. They also follow a philosophy called Hara Hachi Bu, which means eating until you're 80% full. This keeps their digestive system humming and helps prevent obesity. Compare that to many Americans, who often grab fast food, burgers, fries, and soda on the go. These processed foods lack variety and skimp on critical nutrients like protein, calcium, and fiber. Research from Dr. Kenji Toba, a geriatrics expert at the University of Tokyo, shows that low protein intake in older adults leads to something called sarcopenia, loss of muscle mass and strength. This doesn't just make it harder to move around. It increases your risk of falls, fractures, and serious complications. A 2020 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that older adults who ate 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily had 30% stronger muscles than those eating just 0.8 grams. Calcium deficiency is another big issue. The World Health Organization reports that osteoporosis affects over 10 million Americans over 50, especially women after menopause. Weak bones raise the risk of hip fractures, and sadly, 20% of those cases lead to death within a year. Diets heavy on simple carbs like white bread or pasta and light on greens also cause shortages of vitamin D, magnesium, and other micronutrients, weakening your immune system and brain function. Let me tell you about John, a 58-year-old from Texas. John used to live on burgers and soda, which left him with high cholesterol and aching joints. One day, he read about the Japanese diet and decided to give it a shot. He swapped fries for seaweed salad, started eating salmon twice a week, and traded coffee for green tea. 6 months later, John dropped 15 pounds. His blood pressure stabilized, and he told me, "I feel lighter than ever. I wish I'd known about this sooner." John's story isn't unique. You can see the same results if you're willing to make a change. So how do the Japanese get eating so right? It's tied to their philosophy of ikigai, finding purpose in life. For them, eating isn't just about filling up. It's about joy, like savoring a warm bowl of miso soup or a perfectly fresh piece of fish. They treat meals as a ritual to nourish both body and soul. In Okinawa, one of the world's blue zones where people routinely live past 100, the diet is mostly plant-based. About 70% of their meals come from vegetables, sweet potatoes, seaweed, and tofu, with fish and meat making up less than 10%. They also sip sanpin tea, a jasmine tea loaded with antioxidants that protects cells from aging. What does this mean for us Americans? In my research, I've noticed we tend to overdo red meat and fried foods, which fuel chronic inflammation, a key driver of early aging. A 2018 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that omega-3 fatty acids abundant in salmon, sardines, and flax seeds can reduce inflammation markers by 25%, helping prevent heart disease, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's. The Japanese get about 1 to 2 grams of omega-3 daily, double the American average of 0.5 grams. Fiber is another game changer. A 2019 study in The Lancet showed that eating 25 to 30 grams of fiber daily from veggies, fruits, and whole grains cuts heart disease and stroke risk by 15 to 30%. The Japanese hit this target easily with their seaweed, beans, and veggie-rich diets. So what can you do today? I recommend what I call the 50-25-25 plate rule. Fill 50% of your plate with vegetables, 25% with protein like fish, lean meat, or tofu, and 25% with complex carbs like brown rice or oats. Shop for fresh ingredients at local farmers markets or stores like Whole Foods, and cook simply, steam, boil, or grill to lock in nutrients. Make sure you're getting enough protein and calcium. Try sardines, dark leafy greens, tofu, or low-fat milk if you're not lactose intolerant. Check with your doctor or a nutritionist to get the right amounts for you. Here's a personal tip. Start your day with a glass of warm lemon water. The citric acid boosts calcium absorption and kickstarts your digestion. To make it easy, I've put together a 7-day meal plan inspired by Japan but tailored for Americans. On day 1, have oatmeal with blueberries, chia seeds, and almond milk for breakfast. For lunch, try brown rice, grilled salmon, and a spinach salad with olive oil. Dinner could be a veggie soup with pumpkin and carrots, steamed tofu, and a cup of green tea. Day 2, blend a smoothie with avocado, banana, and kale for breakfast. Have grilled chicken with sweet potato and steamed broccoli for lunch, and enjoy sardines with seaweed salad for dinner. Days 3 through 7, mix up the proteins, eggs, lean meat, and seasonal veggies like zucchini or tomatoes. This plan is tasty, doable, and I bet you'll feel a difference in just a week. Now let's talk about movement, the second pillar of longevity. The Japanese are masters at staying active, not because they hit the gym daily, but because they weave movement into their lives. They walk to train stations, bike to markets, or tend gardens on weekends. In contrast, many Americans spend hours sitting, at work, watching TV, or in cars. The American Heart Association says a sedentary lifestyle boosts heart disease and stroke risk by 30%. A 2021 study from the National Institutes of Health found that just 150 minutes of moderate activity a week, like brisk walking or swimming, improves insulin sensitivity, controls blood sugar, and lowers type 2 diabetes risk. Sitting too much has other consequences. Muscles weaken, joints stiffen, and you're more likely to deal with pain or arthritis. Movement also fuels your brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients. A 2019 study in neurology showed that aerobic exercises like brisk walking increase brain blood flow by 20%, boosting memory and cutting Alzheimer's risk. Sitting all day, on the other hand, dulls focus and raises cognitive decline risk. Take Linda, a 67-year-old from California. Linda used to spend 8 hours a day watching TV, which left her with back pain and extra pounds. Then she joined a Japanese-inspired Tai Chi class at her community center. She started walking 20 minutes every morning and gardening on weekends. 3 months later, she shed 8 pounds, slept better, and felt, in her words, 10 years younger. Linda's story shows you don't need to run marathons to get healthy, just small, consistent steps. In Japan, movement is about joy, not just exercise. They find ikigai, purpose, in simple acts like strolling through cherry blossoms or planting vegetables. In Okinawa, people stay active for life, doing morning radio taizo exercises or tending fields. These habits keep their muscles flexible and hearts strong. My research shows Americans often think exercise means intense gym sessions, which isn't practical past 50. I advocate for what I call micro-movement. Stand up every hour, do 5 minutes of squats at home, or even walk backwards safely to improve balance and stimulate your brain. A 2020 study in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that light exercise, like 30 minutes of daily walking, reduces inflammatory cytokines by 25%, warding off chronic diseases. Weight-bearing exercises like stair climbing or brisk walking also boost bone density by 3 to 5%, per a 2018 study in Bone, crucial for preventing osteoporosis. Ready to start? Here's a 7-day exercise plan. Day 1. Take a 20-minute brisk walk and try Radio Taiso. You can find free 5-minute videos online that make your body feel loose and energized. Day 2. Do 15 minutes of gentle yoga from a YouTube video and spend 10 minutes gardening or cleaning. Day 3. Climb stairs for 10 minutes and do 3 sets of 10 squats. Days 4 through 7. Repeat, adding time if you feel good, or mix in swimming, dancing, or cycling. Join a walking group at your local park or community center for extra motivation. My personal tip: I start every day with Radio Taiso, and it keeps me limber and alert all day long. Next, let's explore the power of community connection, a cornerstone of Japanese longevity. In Japan, community is everything. People join festivals, help neighbors, and maintain lifelong friendships. This closeness protects against loneliness, a major risk for depression, weakened immunity, and a shorter life. A 2017 study in Perspectives on Psychological Science found loneliness is as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. On the flip side, those with strong social networks live longer and healthier. Consider Robert, a 72-year-old from Florida. After retiring, Robert felt isolated and lost. He joined a Japanese-inspired gardening club and started volunteering at his community center. 6 months later, he had new friends, less anxiety, and even launched a blog about plants. Robert told me, "I found my joy through the people around me." His story proves connection doesn't just lift your spirits, it adds years to your life. In Japan, Ikigai encourages finding meaning in contributing to others, whether organizing a festival or helping a neighbor. In Okinawa, they have moai, tight-knit friend groups that support each other for life, sharing everything from money to emotional support. These bonds create a safety net, helping people thrive. A 2019 study in Nature showed social interactions release oxytocin, a hormone that reduces stress and boosts immunity. A 2020 study in Alzheimer's and dementia found that people with broad social networks cut their cognitive decline risk by 50%. My research shows older Americans often hesitate to connect, fearing rejection or not knowing where to start. I suggest small steps. Invite a neighbor for coffee, join a free class at your community center, or check out programs like Silver Sneakers, which offer social and physical activities for seniors. My personal tip: keep a weekly journal of your emotions to pinpoint who or what you're craving connection with. Try calling an old friend once a week, volunteering at a library or animal shelter, or signing up for a class like painting or cooking. These activities don't just build bonds, they bring joy and purpose. Finally, we can't overlook sleep, the foundation of health and longevity. The Japanese treasure sleep, creating ideal environments with dark, cool, quiet rooms and relaxing rituals like warm baths or chamomile tea. Many Americans, though, skimp on sleep or struggle with restless nights, especially as we age. A 2019 study in sleep found that sleeping less than 6 hours a night increases inflammatory cytokines by 20%, fueling chronic diseases. Getting 7 to 8 hours, however, cuts heart disease risk by 15%, per a 2020 circulation study. Meet Mary, a 55-year-old from New York. Mary used to lose sleep over work stress, leaving her with headaches and exhaustion. She adopted Japanese rituals, warm baths, no screens an hour before bed, and soft music. Soon, she slept deeply, and her headaches vanished. Mary said, "I had no idea sleep was this powerful." Her story reminds us sleep isn't just rest, it's how your body heals and recharges. In Japan, sleep is part of ikigai, a way to restore energy for life's purpose. In Okinawa, people sleep on tatami mats, keeping rooms cool at 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit for deep rest. My research shows Americans often sacrifice sleep for work or late-night Netflix. I recommend using red light bulbs at night to sync your body clock or sniffing lavender oil to relax. My personal tip: I do a 5-minute breathing meditation before bed, and it helps me drift off fast. To sleep better, stick to a regular schedule, going to bed and waking up at the same time, even on weekends. Keep your bedroom quiet, dark, and cool with comfy bedding. Skip phones and tablets an hour before bed. Read a book or listen to soft music instead. Avoid coffee, tea, alcohol, or smoking in the evening as they disrupt sleep. If you nap, keep it to 20 to 30 minutes early in the day. If sleep troubles persist, talk to a doctor for help. Dear listeners, the Japanese secret to a long life is a beautiful balance of smart eating, active living, strong connections, and restful sleep. These habits aren't hard, but they take commitment. Longevity isn't just about how long you live, it's about how well you live. A healthy, happy, meaningful life is what we're all chasing. Start today with one small change. Add a veggie to dinner, walk 20 minutes, call a friend, or power down your phone earlier. My final personal tip: sip a cup of matcha green tea each morning. Its antioxidants energize me and shield my body from aging. If you found this helpful, share it with loved ones to build a healthier, fuller life together. Follow Longevity Living for more tips to thrive every week. Thank you for listening, and I can't wait to connect with you again. Here's to a vibrant, joyful day.